Right, so that's gone wrong. I started polishing the guitar body and I've got moisture vapour trapped in the layers during the wet sand on the rosewood, which I'm not happy about. So I'm gonna take the lacquer off and I'm gonna do it oil and wax, because I know how to do that and it's easier and quicker to apply, because clock's ticking and we've got to get this guitar done. So I don't want to put the time in to fix this that I can spend getting it actually finished, so I can start getting the components on. So that's what we're going to be doing. Got quite aggressive there using 240. I wanted to get through it as quickly as possible and get back to rosewood. Now I'm just going to do a quick grain raising test to make sure I've got through it properly. So it's, yeah, that looks good. Should just squirt some moisture across the guitar body and then wipe it back, and yeah, look, I've got rosewood dust coming up, so I think we're through. I'm not worrying about the back and the sides of the guitar because I've already rubbed those back a bit and they worked fine, and the back of the neck has worked perfectly and looks fine. So I'm not sure what went wrong when I was doing the top, whether it's a different wood type because it's rosewood, more open grain possibly. I didn't apply the layers smoothly enough or thinly enough. I don't know. If anyone's got any ideas on that, please stick them in the comments because I want to know what went wrong. Now we're going to be letting this dry for a little bit. Yeah, there we go, that's grain raising. And then I'll be going back over this with 320 and get it back to where I started. Be a luthier, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Right then, so we're now going to try this instead. See if this works any better. There we go. Was going to react, but we seem to be okay. So I need to give it a few minutes just to let it cure and off gas. Rub back the first layer, so I'm now just going to keep applying more coats and build up the layers as we go, a little bit at a time.
Normally I'd just pour a glug onto the body and just wipe it all over, but I want to do this with a bit more control, so I'll do this, I don't know, half a dozen or so times and then leave it to cure before going on to building up the wax. Now I'm just making sure I'm rubbing off the excess that hasn't penetrated the wood. You see little shiny spots where it starts to come back up from the wood grain, where that happens. So you just have to make sure you get it off before it cures, otherwise you end up with tiny lumps, hard spots in the layers of finish, which is not optimal. You have to watch for it around any holes you've drilled as well, because it gathers in the edges and the lips, and it will sometimes come back out as you move a cloth over it. Yeah, that's much better. Right, so that is 3 light coats of penetrating finishing oil, and already I'm a lot happier with how that is turned out. And this is under, you know, LED lights, and because I don't have any windows in this garage, so I can't use natural light easily. But right, I'll leave that for a few more minutes, let it cure, rub it back, and then I'll start applying heavier coats, and tomorrow I think we'll start waxing.
Right, oil is done. Half a dozen layers I've applied thinly and then rubbed it back, left it overnight. So now we're ready to start putting the wax over the top of it. What I use is this Liberon Black Bison, just because, you know, I've found it works best for me, and it's easy to apply and use. So I've got a couple of old bits of t-shirt that I use to apply it on. You can use the tissue paper, but I find it better to use a piece of cotton cloth rather than tissue paper. So just get some on the cloth. And then rub it on. This is literally a case of wax on, wax off. So rub it all over the guitar. I should probably have left the oil to cure for another day or so, but with the deadline looming, I do not have the time, so we're winging it a little somewhat. Other advantage of this stuff is it actually smells quite nice. this stuff is actually made for this kind of application rather than the microcrystalline stuff that's for machine purposes. So I hope you can see that, but the top of the guitar looks a little hazy, which is what we want. So now I've got some of these felt polishing pads a while ago from a well-known online auction site, but I found they're quite good. They're meant to go on the bottom of a random orbital sander, but that'll give it a bit too much heat build up, friction, etc. So I'll just use them by hand. So now we just start to buff it up. There we go. See, that's already a lot shinier than it was a couple of minutes ago. So it'll basically be a case of rinse and repeat. And yeah, you do get some collecting like control holes and cavities and things, so I'll clean that up as I'm going. But that's basically what I'm going to be doing. But it leaves a very nice attractive finish, which is what we want. So I'll see you in a sec. Okay, we saved it, we fixed it, oil is on, wax is on, and there we go. Nice and clean and shiny. Oil and wax finish, I can do. So I've just rescued this from a near disaster. So now we start putting the hardware components on it, and then we can see what she sounds like. So if you're still with me this long, thank you. I know it's been a bit of a trek on this one because I had to fix everything that I did wrong, which I'm still not sure what went wrong, so we'll figure that out with some more experimentation. And the next one will be putting everything together. So that'll be up soon, so if you can, jump on that one on the playlist when it comes up. And yeah, thanks for sticking around this long with me. Really appreciate it. So take care, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.